it just doesn't click right away like the first time. Anyway, that's a short miss. Anyway, thank you for that. I guess I'll start with the whole introduction again. Hi everyone, my name is Jared Bernard and welcome to Robin's Hood. Today I wanted to talk a little more about some of my own personal experiences, some of the things I didn't intend for the channel to start doing, but kind of just it was almost my nature to start talking this way. And then an experience that I've had that really helped me see how I want to shape this channel and my Twitch channel, and something that I don't know, I guess I didn't know that it's very, very personal to me, and I think it matters a lot to the world in general. But that's in general, the topic is mental illness. But before I go down there, I just want to talk about the experience I had. I've been watching a lot of different streamers, and I pay attention to kind of like who's has X amount of views and who's looking at what things, and I'm particularly interested in what streamers are doing horror stuff, and in talks of different streamers and so on, I actually, sorry, you know what, that's a side note. That's a reflection of me realizing I need to do more of that. Sorry. I actually got raided by someone who, her name is, she goes by Summer Love, and she was playing Silent Hill 2, and it was just because I was playing The Conjuring House. There was no stream connection other than I was playing a horror game and she was playing a horror game. But when I went back and I checked out her stream, she just had this like air of what felt like a real honesty and something that was really upfront about something that seems to really impact her life, and she acknowledges impacts others, and that's mental illness. And I thought for sure that I was being open with myself around that and here, but I realized that without putting it on the forefront for so many reasons, there was something missing for me. And it's not that it should be in the forefront for anybody. It was just for me. Like I didn't realize I needed to be talking about this more. And it was something actually, if I'm equally honest, that was part of my original intent when I first thought about this. There was, I had thought about coming out and talking about did I break down and cry that day? What stopped me from moving forward? Did I get myself up out of bed today? Like, and what is the weight that is holding you down? Like what isn't allowing you to continue? And I thought I'd be going more on those topics, and I didn't realize how much the whole project would energize me. Right, it gave me this whole new sense of purpose. Gave me a thing that the more I start doing, the more I have deep hope for this to work. And with the deep hope, the moments it's not, like you feel this like strange other anxiety, and the words of your own depression creep in around the thoughts you have every day, you know. And so yeah, I'm personally going to take on a change in my the YouTube channel. Will probably, like, it's going to be still this forum. There's not a lot of information you can gather from me off of YouTube, so it's not going to be that much different. I'm just going to probably be a little more personal with you guys. Maybe my goal is going to be to have way more interviews than I'm ever talking on here. I find the back and forth conversation with people, and I just want to just hang out with everyday people. So I'll be looking for lots of different people to interview and just chat about life, and whatever is for you right now, that's what I'd like to talk about, and that's kind of what I'd like my podcast to be. And I think that's what this is becoming, a podcast. And then the after that, oh, actually I guess I should make a big shout out to Summer Love. There's a link down to her stream down below. It's under Inspiring Streamer, and she does only horror games. So if you're not into horror games, well, not only but mostly, she's what did she call herself, miscellaneous, like she plays a variety streamer, so she'll do other things too, but a major focus on mental health. And I recommend anybody who just likes having a support system and enjoys games. I think she's a real person that cares, and I recommend checking her out. On top of that, I want to look into some of my past videos and just look at, like, man, I got a lot of opinions, and I'm not going to tell you that what I've ever said there isn't something that I still think is true. Like, I still believe in the things I've said on this channel, and I intend to continue to be able to do that. If I ever put something up here that I don't believe in anymore, I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. But the thing that's really gotten me is that even though I believe in these things, I'm not doing so many of them. You know, like, I did that video on procrastinating, and I didn't change, you know, like there was a couple of days. I think I made it to like 4 days of a change. And then I started it's almost like my mind just started thinking, oh, you know, you got this. I'm too busy to da-da-da. I started making up the same old excuses as to why I couldn't keep taking care of myself. And so I just need to really focus on that. And I think I'm going to be doing a lot of one of my next major goals with this project is to develop an Instagram that's about that. So my Instagram, I want to develop an Instagram channel that's going to be like me exercising, me dancing, me hanging out with my cat, the things I do for my own love, and just having a platform to share that on, and more than share it on, but to be accountable to, right? By knowing I've got to go and post that every day, I have to do the project as well. I have to do the thing, and I want that kind of accountability in my life. I want to be accountable to how I care about myself, and I don't know how I stopped. You know, I don't know where that happened. I don't totally know when I couldn't hear myself anymore, but there was a time. There's definitely something shift, and the volume of my own voice inside myself, it got a lot quieter than the world around it, and that's just true. Yeah, what was the next thing? So yeah, the things you'll start seeing, some other changes will be in my Twitch panels. I'm going to be doing, I want to do a lot of things focusing on mental health. I want to take some time to go over my Twitch and make sure that it's really representing what I'm doing at the project here. I think when I first started it, I just thought, I'm like, oh, people are just gonna, like, I'll tell you a little bit about me, and I didn't realize the impact that whole section can have, and so that's something that's going to be coming down. Also, I'm talking with a buddy of mine, Adam Atma. He goes by Loot or Die on Twitch, and we're going to be doing an interview on Tuesday. We are still ironing out what that's going to be exactly, but mostly we just want to hang out and be two guys philosophizing and talking about life together. And it's hopefully you'll enjoy our opinion and come out and participate in the conversation. It'll probably be a little longer. It's going to be closer to an hour, but more very likely. He and I just spitball so well that I couldn't imagine it not being. And that's going to be the main meat of the show. Feel free to throw in questions at any time during those, as long as I can get them in and it feels really appropriate to the conversation as it's flowing. I will absolutely do that. So that's going to be on Tuesday coming up this week. This Monday, I feel like I might be taking the Monday off because I'm just going to be, these next few days, I really want to get, there's an outline missing to what I'm doing here. And I feel like this is kind of why I feel like that show, that stream was so inspiring for me, is because it kind of got me in touch with what I didn't realize would matter the most. And that really is the mental health aspect of things. I think, from a societal approach to the current outcomes we have around mental health, I very much want to become part of the movement to remove the stigma and develop new processes, even if it's just through a voice where people can share their voice. So yeah. The next thing is accountability. Like, what am I actually going to do now? You know what I'm actually going to do now? I'm going to make a list of the things I'm actually going to do. So that's why I'm not even here to give you promises, right? False hope, easy cop out, getting my way out of here. I came to this realization legit yesterday. I was watching the stream. I was feeling overwhelmed in my own process, like not feeling like I had the energy to play a game where I knew people were going to just be toxic. And it's not that I even have a community of people that I play with that aren't extremely toxic, but there's this whole range of things that I forget how opinionated I am and how much energy it takes to uphold my own opinion, and I break against it. I break against it, and I need to be putting in the energy in myself to make it so I have the energy to put into the world, and I think that's important. I think I've missed that in a lot of my life in the last little while, and that's the new big thing for me now. And I want to bring this along for the ride. So I want this to, like, if I start doing something and it's helpful for me, I'll share it with you guys, and hopefully you guys can see, like, try it, and either if you find it's not helpful and you have alternatives. That's one of the major things. Look for alternatives. Keep looking. I feel like depression happens really hard when we stop looking, when we give up hope. And that's one of the things that, it's way easier said than done, but it's even just in a phone call, right? Just calling someone, because you don't want to be where you are. You don't want to be how you're feeling. So anyway, that's kind of what's been up for me and what I experienced. I had a day yesterday where I was low in energy, and then in my low energy self, I ate my feelings and consumed all the dairy sweets, or not dairy sweets, but like pastry sweets we had in the house that were mine to be eaten. And I felt like crap today. I slept way more than I should have. I have so less done. I have not done my lists of things. I feel like poop, and then I want to eat more of the bad things because they look good and they taste good. But they now bad food. Like I'm at that age now where I've eaten my share. Like I can't. The more I eat of it, my body's not gonna. It's just like not gonna bear the burden for me anymore. It's not gonna be like, you can't do this anymore, man. You gotta face your shit now. All right, you can't eat it anymore. It's not okay. We're gonna just fall apart. And so anyway, yeah, that's my rant for today. I hope you enjoy the process that's coming along and can struggle with me, because there will be struggle. My intention, I'm going to start, I don't think it'll be, with the things, like the other things I'll be doing won't be stream based, like the things that are going to be around my personal health stuff. I'm going to just record them on my phone, because currently my camera setup is pretty stationary. Moving it around is not an option. Though I'm going to probably look into getting a camera in the near future, probably maybe distant future, once the project starts becoming another thing. Yeah, that's that. That's my piece today. My piece is to have peace within myself. Try not to overburden myself with the things ahead. I'm not playing The Conjuring House anymore. Screw that game. It's crap. It's not a fair game to release to the public. That's a mean thing to do. So I'm done with that. I'm gonna go into BioShock 1 today. As far as I can tell, the stream should work. Everything should be fine. My anticipated time will be about 6:30. Oh, you checked out Summer Love last night too, and I gotta say it was really interesting. I love the way she seemed to genuinely care about the people in her chat. Yeah, you know, that was really one of the things that hit me. I have this, I'm so naturally introverted that I have this natural like detachment mechanism. That's one of my main defense mechanisms, is to not care about people. In fact, it's one of the things that they teach you to do heavily when you work closely with people, and the term is known as logical detachment, and it's valuable. Like it's almost impossible to work in some of those fields without it, but it's because the circumstances by which those fields exist are just not okay, and that's why and yeah, the whole perspective becomes. But yeah, I need, that's something I need to really work on, and it really hit me watching her interact with her stream, that I was like, oh, I'm not checking in with the people that are checking in with me, and I really want to be doing that. I want to be there. I want to create a space I want to create a safe space. I do. I want to create a space where people feel comfortable being able to just be there and be themselves. And I'm okay with light pokes, humor, and things that, what do you call it? You can make a joke about a lot of stuff, but there's also a whole bunch of things that, you know what, if someone's lived it, it's just not funny. It's just not. And so just don't be an asshole. And I know that's also a bit of a cop-out. It's also a bit of a cop-out. But we got to build a dialect around that. But yeah, I agree. I was really impressed by how she cared about the people genuinely in her chat. Actually, if I was watching her before I was doing this, and I was like, oh, I just want to hang out and listen to people care about each other. Like that's something. I felt like we were starved in that society. Yeah, exactly, for sure. And I was really impressed. I feel like that's a thing that she's done a few things to help cultivate that. I've asked her a couple questions, and she outlined that her moderators are really helpful for her. And she said the more you go into that space with the energy to be yourself, and she's like, make sure that's what you're doing. Like, don't be there if you don't feel like you can be there. And I having made this my full-time gig, I definitely have this the good old-fashioned, like, you gotta work, you gotta get it done, you gotta get the hours, and you gotta grind, you gotta make it happen. I think there's been times where both myself and the show itself has suffered for it. And so I really appreciated that advice, and it's something that's like, it's been kind of like aching within me. There's just been like, that's been there. I've heard this, and I didn't have the words. I didn't have the words, and so just to have someone who like doesn't know me reach out with that kind of care, I was really impressed, and it moved me to remember that I've lived in the world that way. Like I've had a time. I worked with kids for so long, and I had this whole idea that I could be impactful. And I mean, I was impactful on an individualistic level, but I discovered that the system was so much more impactful that it weighed me down. But I want to get back in touch with that, because I believe that we're in a time of a new movement. We're in a time where like coming online and talking about your mental illness, you're not just going to get picked on for it. People are out there. There's enough of us that are seeking for support, that want us, that we can support each other. And I think I'm excited for this time, even though it means we all are going to be facing a lot of our own pain. I think I hope this is the change we're looking for. All right, and not to go off topic, but I feel like I could use that too lately. That there have been some conversations at work about the Supreme Court proceedings in the U.S., and it has really upset me. Yeah, right? Like, wow, I couldn't even imagine being in the workplace right now, having to like hear people talk about other people's opinions respectfully. Like, ugh. Yeah. That is a big one right now. It's so heavy watching people having to bear witness to that. To bear witness to their own experience of it's something that's like, when I watch it, it's hard for me to watch in a range of having studied lie detection, right? Like, there is something about both sides that are I'm not a scholar in lie detection at all, but I didn't see the deception on either side, right? She is living a true experience and telling you something she believes wholeheartedly. And like, so now here's the other factor is like, I don't know if I should even go into this, but like, even though I can't tell he's lying, I know he comes from a world where being trained to lie is every day. And I've trained myself to lie. Like, I worked both when you work with what do you call it, mental health, and when I worked when I was a poker player. Like, I spent days and days and days, hours conditioning myself to be able to lie on command, and to not experience the dichotomous moment of the idea that it is a lie, right? To believe it is truth. It's scary stuff. But yeah, it's all so shitty. It's such a shitty environment we've made. So crappy. But yeah, right. Like, I get why you didn't necessarily want to change the topic, and it's not even a topic change, because it still is. It's part of the impact for me, to be honest. Like, I've been heard from more than one person that what's going on right now in the States, and these Canadians that are, by just having to unilaterally live through this, they're being impacted. They're reliving a moment. Like, let's move aside innocence and guilt. The fact that the public has to relive their own experiences through this, right? Like, I don't know. Are people accounting for that? I don't know. I mean, I never want to put guilty or innocent aside there, because like the reality of that matters so much. I'm blown away that this is the way this proceeding is occurring. The idea that once allegations came forward, that they're like, okay, well, clearly if there's allegations, we can't let this person be in that seat. And I understand they're like, well, we don't want to. There's the whole fear of lying or an orchestrated thing. The problem is like, if you ever act as though that isn't more important, like the accusation is just more important. It's just more important. The man still gets to have his job, his life, his other things. He just doesn't get promoted while someone thinks he's being sexually offended. Like that makes someone is accusing him of being a sexual offender. Like you don't get to. That makes sense to me. You don't get to be promoted while you're dealing with that, and then go do the whole thing. Let the FBI do their investigation. After the investigation, if you find out you're going to court or not, you find out if you're innocent or guilty. If he's proven innocent, whatever, I don't know what to say at that point. If he's proven guilty, well then obviously I think we know what we're dealing with, right? Sorry. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. How it's affecting me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's all so surreal, you know. There was I was talking to my mom today, and I was saying, like, this isn't a legal proceeding that should be happening. Like, this is they're taking something that should be a legal proceeding, and it's almost like they're making it like reality TV. Like, I don't know. It's not. It's a whole lot of not okay all around. But yeah, that's where I want to combine the mental health support system with some entertainment stuff. So I think I'm going to be moving a little bit further away from the Overwatch stuff. Like, I love playing Overwatch. It's a fun game, but the community is very it's got one idea ahead of it, and I'll be playing it probably every 2 hours here or there, every day-ish, because I just love it, and I may or may not be streaming it. But I think my stream's going to focus a lot more on horror games and not just do this like game and review. Like, I'm just going to play, today I'll play BioShock as long as I want, because I want to. I think with that I might start at 6:30. I'm feeling a little hungry. I want to eat something. And yeah, that's that. That's it. That's my reflections on today. And I think that's going to be a lot of it. Like, if there's more of this stuff with Kavanaugh comes up, I may not have a topic. I'll just talk about it. This is how I'm impacted by the world today. And I'm going to go try and live my life and come back and be like, hey, look, this is what I did. This is the results. You guys might want to try that, or maybe don't. I don't know. Personally, one of my goals is to start meditating daily and dancing for exercise, because it's just my body knows it and it treats me well. I have to, but the hardest part is working out space. I'm in a tight space at this time. But that will come. I'll figure that out. Making it a goal means I will figure that out. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, the Overwatch just has this intense pressure, and even though I love the game, I just think there's a disconnect, and I'm finding the viewers I'm getting while I'm playing the scary stuff and the stuff where it's like it's a little more on my own pace. I get to spend more time with them, and it gets to be more of a personal experience, which is, again, the whole point for me. I feel like when it comes to a competitive game, that people are there going for the competitive knowledge, the competitive element, and I'm not that good at Overwatch. You'd be kind of hurting yourself coming to play with me, checking me, unless you're silver or bronze, and that's the only way I can help you. But yeah. Anyway, I really appreciate all the comments. I really appreciate your presence here with me, Teresa. And tomorrow I will be in Twitch. Or no, tonight I'll be on Twitch at about 6:30. I think I'm going to take a bite to eat, probably watch Summer Love for my lunch break, and then get live myself. So yeah, thanks everybody. I really appreciate you all coming out and sticking with me, and I hope I thought I'd have an end to that thought sooner, like, because, you know, I have a lot of hopes for you. Maybe that was it. I got overwhelmed by the amount of hope I have for you. I want all the love and great things. Yeah, watching Overwatch for sure. It's like, I remember when I first sat down with Ryan to play that game, and it's like I ran out and I died. I ran out and I died. He's like, you gotta stay with your team. I'm like, what team? And he's like, the people that are your color. I'm like, I don't know what color. It was very overwhelming. I also hadn't been playing FPS for quite some time, so it was a large adaptation. And these other games are just, it's gonna be way easier to follow along. So come tune in at 6:30. I'll be starting BioShock 1, and I may start. I'm going to launch the stream, hang out for a little bit, kind of get it rolling, and then we will start the game as soon as it's ready. Anyway, like I said, the millionth goodbye. I really appreciate everyone here, and I will talk to you guys soon in like a half hour.